When I walked in, we had stuff everywhere. We had exhibits from criminal court cases that went back probably 30 to 40 years. Any exhibit that was in a criminal court case or trial in Knox County, we're responsible for keeping that evidence, and we have to keep it for years and years and years. Well, when I became the criminal court clerk, one of the first things we did was do an inventory of all of our rooms and all of the things that were in those rooms. And so they brought me down to this room. It's about 3 years ago. And when I walked in, it was in a state of disarray. We felt like that we needed to do something to categorize it so that it could be easily found. So we wanted to have a computerized system, but we also wanted to have a means whereby we could find it quickly and easily if we needed to. Well, the challenge is that we had one lady who had been here 30 years who knew where everything was because she would bring it down. She knew exactly where everything was. Well, she was the only one. And she kept everything on an index card, which is the way that they had done it all of those years. And so the challenge was, what happens if she retires? What happens if she's sick or on vacation and we need to find some exhibits? It was a challenge. That also entered into our decision to go ahead and do something, to invest the money. And I went to the mayor, as a matter of fact, Mayor Burchett, and told him that we needed to do something with the evidence room. And he agreed, and so he appropriated the money for us from the county funds to completely redo this room. And it has just made a world of difference because it took us a year, but we have now cataloged and put on the computer every single piece of evidence that's in this room. It's labeled, it's in a particular bin, in a particular row, and if we need to find something, we can probably do it within 5 minutes, as opposed to 5 hours. Well, the first thing that we needed to do was Scott came in and did a measurement of the room because we needed to see how big the room was and then take a look at what he had that would fit in the room because obviously we couldn't expand on the space. We had to utilize the space that we had. This took some time because, as you might imagine, we were dealing with inches. I mean, we wanted to use as much space as we possibly could because we want to use this room not only now, but 50 years from now. The crew that came in and did the installation was top-notch. I mean, they were very meticulous. We checked on them every day. You know, of course, there were some questions, you know, as you get into the process, there always is, about there's a lot of air conditioning ducts in here and a lot of electrical, and how does the electrical fit in? Where are the outlets? You know, putting the tracks into the floor. I mean, there was a lot of details that we had to work with our public building authority on. But the folks with Patterson Pope were just great in working with them. It's so nice to be able to walk into a room and not have things cluttered and lying around. And you know, you're talking about evidence in a criminal trial. We have people on death row. The evidence is here. And so we'll keep that evidence for many more years. And it's important that that evidence be stored in a proper way, and that if it's needed through an appeals process or whatever, we've got it and we'll be able to utilize that evidence should it be needed. But from our people's standpoint, instead of coming down and spending a lot of time trying to find something, now they look it up on the computer, they know exactly where it is, they can go to the row and the bin, and it's very quick, simple, and easy. So if a judge needs it, if trial attorneys need it, if our office needs it, the amount of time that it has saved us in man-hours has just been unbelievable. I had no idea what we needed to do. I just knew we needed to do something. So having somebody with that expertise, it just gave me a great sense of peace in my mind that we were doing the right thing, that it was going to be done right. And of course, we had seen other projects that the company had done, so we felt very comfortable in working with the company, and they'd done other things with Knox County too. And so just knowing that they had that expertise and knowing that they could come into this room and give us a quality product, again, that's going to last for years, was just really something that I would recommend to anybody. working in coordination with them was just a joy and a pleasure. You've seen the finished product now, and we couldn't be more pleased.